What the hell is that? And why is it so big?
That's what she said.
Hey guys, welcome to the Extreme channel. Mr. X here with another Extreme collectible. This is a custom 1/4 scale, I'll get back to that in a second, Onslaught. And I know what you're thinking, this is 1/4 scale and who the hell is Onslaught? Onslaught is actually a character I'm not very familiar with. Onslaught, long story short, is a combination of Professor X and Magneto. They kind of combined their consciousness and thus was born Onslaught. And Red Skull even got in the mix a little bit, which we'll look at with one of the switch outs. I've had this piece for a while, and I've never put him on the review table because I hate to move him. Not only is he massive, but he is heavy as hell. And granted, I don't know how heavy hell actually is, but I'm guessing it's a lot. So as I said, this is a custom, means it was a private unlicensed commission, supposedly 1/4 scale, which we'll talk about in design. I don't think it is. And while I don't know a lot about Onslaught, I know you're thinking, why would you buy that, and why are you so sexy, Mr. X? I will answer both of those. Number one, I didn't buy it. I actually won this piece. Pretty cool. I won him in a raffle, so I've had him for quite a while. And number two, it's my natural charisma. What can I say? So today, as we do an in-depth review on this piece, we're going to look it up close. We're going to talk about the concept, the design, the paint, the sculpt. But before we do all that, we're doing a statue giveaway. Check it out. We are going to hit 20,000 subscribers in 2020. To do that, we're giving away a statue every 2,500 subs. At 15,000 subs, the winner will get to choose between these two PCS Mortal Kombat statues. Make sure that you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, and you've hit that bell notification. Then stay tuned towards the end of this video to find out how to enter. So let's dive right in with concept of this piece. And what I really like about it, obviously Onslaught, so you have a lot of other X-Men besides Professor X and Magneto who are embodied together in Onslaught. But on the base here, you have a rocky rubble base. You're going to see in the back, actually, Xavier School for the Gifted. So maybe this is a rubble of the school. That's what remains. You see that. You see some stone. You see some wood. You see Colossus's hand, Captain America's shield, a little bit of an Avengers thrown in there, and then Wolverine's hand reaching out. And Onslaught is on top, very victorious. Almost reminds me of a throne piece. He's very victorious, showing his power. His size is massive, which I believe he can actually control his size. So he may actually be 1/4 scale. We'll talk more about that in design. He has his leg up, and he's in a victorious pose. Kind of, I'm badass, I won, I am the winner. I like that a lot. He's very shiny, very sparkly, very pretty. So as you move up him, it's those, you see some of his anatomy. A lot of the paint and sculpt we'll talk about because I definitely think there's some opportunity. But I do like his pose. I like the concept. I think it shows how powerful he is, that he destroyed other very powerful mutants like Wolverine, Captain, Colossus. He destroyed the school. So it's neat. I definitely like the size too. If Onslaught is scaled correctly, which we'll get the measurements, but I think some of the other stuff is a little big for my taste.
Hey, that's what she said.
So overall though, I give the concept a 4 out of 5. It's pretty cool, pretty different. You don't see Onslaught being done too often by any companies. Now we're going to dive into design, and I think the first thing, let's try and measure this guy. So his widest point, kind of difficult to tell with the wood sticking out, is over 30 inches. Over 30. And probably even more with Wolverine's hand, depending where you go on it. It's probably about 25 inches deep, and its tallest point, which is his head, is damn near 34 inches, if not over. So gigantic piece. Now here's my problem. 1/4 scale, fine. Onslaught's a bigger character. I think, like I said, I think he can change his size. Put that in the comments below if that's accurate. But the Wolverine hand for sure is much bigger than 1/4 scale. The Colossus hand probably is accurate, but Colossus is a bigger character. Now the way everything keyed in, all these different rocks and arms and whatnot are different pieces. They don't key in flush. There's a lot of gaps on here. Check it out right here. So not really the best design regarding that. I hate how much it weighs. Even the base is immensely heavy. I think they could have made him a little bit lighter. So I think there's definitely some design opportunity with that. He does have some switch outs though. So he has switch out portraits. The first one is your traditional Onslaught portrait that you see right here. Reminds you a little bit of the Age of Apocalypse Magneto. And then the other one is when Red Skull got in the mix. And I'm not sure about this storyline, but this is Red Skull. Magneto killed him or used his consciousness or something weird like that. So really, design, not the best. It's so big, it's hard to display. He's actually one of the few statues I have on the floor. Things don't key in very well. It's overscaled. And honestly, other than the size, it's a pretty simple statue, so there shouldn't have been that many mistakes. So unfortunately, I do give the design a 2 out of 5. I think the one redeeming factor is that Onslaught himself is okay. Now we're going to look at paint and sculpt, and just being very transparent with you guys, there's a lot of opportunity. Let's start with this base down here, this rock rubble base. It looks plastic. It doesn't even look real. So why did they make it so heavy? You know, whether it's polystone or resin in there, it's probably mostly polystone. The texture's bad, the paint job's bad. I think it's definitely a miss. These bricks, these larger bricks, look better, however. I think the colorization on them, the different colors mix it up a little bit. However, the design issues where they don't sit flush kind of takes away from that too. Then the wood boards on here, they don't look good. They look like toys. They don't look real. I think it's a combination of the sculpt and paint together. A little bit of a miss. Colossus's hand looks all right. I can't really tell if it's chrome or silver. It's kind of a mix in between, which I do like that actually. Wolverine's hand, other than the massive size, is actually sculpted well. I think the glove looks good. So there's some cool texture on it. It would have been nice if they'd made metal claws. Not really a huge deal. It's not the star of the show. Captain's shield, totally banged up. I like that actually. However, they should have made it dirty. I mean, how is it all scratched up and bent up with no dirt on it? Kind of weird. Check out the School for the Gifted Youngster sign. Looks good. So Onslaught himself, he has two things going on for colors. First is his outer armor is purple. And it's really shiny, and I don't think I'm digging that. I don't like the way they did that. Of course, I don't know how they did it in the comics, but I don't think they could have made it shiny on an actual comic print. But it looks okay. It's very basic. So there's not a lot of intricate detail in this at all. I think the placement of his armor looks good. Very, very symmetrical, which is what I like in my statues. From his shoulder blades to the giant tortoise shell he has on the back. And even the nails he got done at the salon. And then the rest of it is this really shiny red, and I think that's what I'm not digging. It's too shiny for me. The anatomy is extremely basic. So it's done really well, but there is no significant detail. I think the black shadowing looks good on the shiny red, kind of in the indentions of the muscle, especially when you have certain lights on it. But it's nothing horrible, but it's nothing amazing. The portraits I'm not a fan of at all. Like I said, here's the Onslaught portrait, very basic. The red shiny helmet, kind of like the rest of the thing we were looking at, but then almost nothing inside, no detail. Which granted there isn't. Granted, I don't think there is an Onslaught, but it just looks strange to me. And then here's the Red Skull. This looks very amateurish, to be honest with you. I know it's not a duplicate of Red Skull himself. It's when the Red Skull was part of Onslaught, but no detail in this face. The paint is okay. So Sculpt itself, at best, it's a 3 out of 5. But honestly, when I look at the base here, the armor, the opportunities missed, the details on the portrait, I think the Sculpt's a 2 out of 5, unfortunately. And what's interesting is, as I'm going down this statue and kind of giving it bad grades, a lot of people love this. Art is very subjective, so no ways am I trying to put down someone else's piece. This is just my opinion of it. Paint, I think, falls right along those lines, too. Paint's a 2 out of 5 as well. Definitely some missed opportunity on the base. They should have done something different with Onslaught, in my opinion. However, value on this piece, for the longest time, I think it was only like $650 or right in that range. Shipping was $100, which really wasn't bad. I did have to pay shipping on this, but the box was just absolutely gigantic. I don't know if they're available anymore, but realistically, you know, it's kind of that age-old adage, you get what you pay for. I'm not going to give the value rating, but it's definitely not bad, depending on what your viewpoint on statue is. I'm one of those people that likes some of those micro details that I think are completely missing on this. But final score, X Factor score, it's not a 5 out of 5 statue. Honestly, I think it's a 2 out of 5. Even with the large presence of it and the cool concept, I don't think that overcomes a lot of the design, paint, sculpt issues. So I think it's a 2 out of 5. But there are certain cool parts of it too. And honestly, the reason I still own it, it's like you could sell it for $500 and make some money, is because it's so different. It's my only Onslaught statue. Let me know if I'm totally off base here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe I'm not being objective here. But either way, it'll actually enter you into that statue giveaway contest. Check it out. To win one of these Mortal Kombat statues, all you have to do is comment on a video. At 15,000 subscribers, I'm going to pick a random video and pick a random comment. That person will win the prize. They can choose between these two pieces. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Go ahead and make sure to hit that Mr. X logo to subscribe for more content like this, or check out some of these other statue reviews in the playlist. Otherwise, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.